where we're seeing kind of the focus of that storm right now. Seeing some very strong winds right by 6 Mile Run and out west there over by South Middlebush Road up towards Bennett's Lane. In this area seems to be a broad area of rotation as the storm is moving very quickly to the north and east. Earlier this evening, these storms started close to Philadelphia and then held together, moving violently up through Trenton and are now pushing up into our area as well. You can see that kind of pink shaded polygon there. That's an indication from the National Weather Service of a confirmed tornado on the ground. We have two types of warnings. If you see a red warning box, that means radar indicated, but if you see kind of that pink purplish warning, that is for a more serious situation. That is for a confirmed tornado on the ground. Now, this will be a little bit tricky to pick out with your naked eye right now because not only is sundown happening, but we've also got some very heavy rain falling around that center of rotation. This is not something you will see easily. So if you're in the area under that tornado warning, now is the time to seek safety. Mercer, Middlesex, Morris, Somerset County are under that tornado warning until 8:15. This includes the cities of Edison along with South Plainfield as well. Again, you can kind of pick up. This is a storm wind, so this will tell us winds moving very quickly away from a radar site and towards the radar site. And when you see kind of that red and green coupled together like that, that tells us that we're seeing an area of rotation. Just noticing, though, that that tornado warning has changed. Just an update there. We talked about kind of that pink purple box versus the red box. So right now, this just seems to be a radar indicated tornado. Maybe the storm has lifted up from the ground. Let me just step off screen here for a moment and get a look what the latest update is in from the National Weather Service. And it looks like at 7:52, there's still a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Somerset or near New Brunswick and still driving to the northeast at 40 miles an hour. But they are saying that tornado warning is now only radar indicated. So some good news there after having a confirmed tornado down by Rocky Hill. It looks like at least that rotation has lifted up from the ground and is driving off to the north and east. Now, we still have an active tornado warning. Don't think that the threat is over. That'll continue at least until the National Weather Service clears this area. I'll ask our producer Eric to zoom in a little bit closer just for a reminder here. Franklin, Society Hill, South Plainfield, and then on toward Plainfield over the next 10 to 15 minutes. You can still see there is some rotation at the center of this storm as it's driving to the northeast right around 40 miles an hour. Franklin by 7:58, 8:02 towards Riverview Manor, 8:04 by Society Hill, 8:08 by Dunellen, and then 8:10 towards South Plainfield and 8:13 by North Plainfield. I want to bring in Storm Team 4's Dave Price right now. Dave, what else are you seeing?
Well, a couple of things we need to take note of. This system, this area has seen a kind of corridor where we've seen tornadoes which have kind of moved through, stretching back to Philadelphia, the immediate area around Philadelphia, and of course earlier this afternoon, we saw tornadoes spawn in and around Maryland and the capital. This question is how much energy can this retain on that path as we continue the cone to the north and east?
Yeah.
But it's a good reminder. I'm stepping in simply to say that if people are within the cone, and we can set it up once again, I'll ask our producer Eric Brake to do that. If we are in the cone, now is the time to take shelter, head to an interior section of the house. The key here is that the more walls that protect you, the safer you are. If you're in a motorhome, if you're in a trailer, this is the time to go seek a more secure space. Do not go under an overpass. If you're in a car, that is a mistake, and move away from windows and doors. The biggest thing with tornadoes is often damage and life-threatening issues relating to debris.
Yep.
And debris flies through that window, shatters the window. You want to move away to interior interior sections of the house.
All right, I want to get to, Eric, if you can, jump back to that radar picture because we have several active flash flood warnings in effect right now, and we are just getting reports of some active water rescues in just from the National Weather Service. We've got a couple of reports here.
Yep.
It looks like those are going on in Middlesex County, right around Sayreville. Multiple water rescues ongoing at this hour. We've been seeing heavy rain since 4 or 5 o'clock, Dave.
And if you keep in mind, if you take a look at this jigsaw puzzle, at this point, you know, earlier this afternoon, we were talking about watches encompassing the entire area. Now we're talking about warnings, which literally run all the way down to the south end of New Jersey and all the way out east across Long Island and into Connecticut as well. We have a flash flood warning now until 10 p.m. for Fairfield County, Nassau County, Suffolk County, into Westchester as well.
Along with the 5 boroughs of New York City.
Of course.
I mean, it's very few counties that are left that aren't under active flash flood warnings, and this is what we expected. This heavier rain to start to arrive here during these dinner time hours and then continuing through the evening. The bad news is we're just kind of getting starting. I would expect this heavy rain to at least continue up until midnight, if not into the overnight hours. So we're still looking at several inches of additional rainfall on top of what we've already seen. And for many communities, it's 2 to 4 inches down already.
Now, keep in mind, flash flood warning also for Bergen, Essex, Hudson, Passaic counties. Will continue to put these up. We are looking at rainfall rates in some locations 2 to 3 inches an hour. Earlier this afternoon to areas to the north and west of the city, by the way, also looking at flash flood warnings for Monroe, Morris, Sussex, and Warren counties. We were looking at 2 to 3 inches on the ground already from these remnants. And this is as the storm system continues to push on through.
This is perfect. Great.
This is what we're looking at. Now, this corridor right here to the north and west of the city is where we've seen some extreme rainfall already, where the ground is most saturated. Look at that. Over 4 inches of rain has fallen.
Yeah. 4 inches plus of estimated from the radar here over Staten Island, but yellow indicates over 2 inches of rain. So you're seeing that just west of the city. You're seeing 3 to 4 inches for all those spots in orange. I mean, in that,
whether or not we have 6, these are estimations. But keep in mind, we had Henri roll through. We had record-setting rains as a result of Henri. We had the second wettest July on record. Of course, now we see all of this beginning to push through. We see the energy of the storm system bringing the threat of tornadoes down to the south and west and pushing on this northeast trajectory. And then we see just this pummeling rain battering most everybody else.
Yeah, look just behind you, kind of that bullseye there of 7 to 8 inches of rain. This is the area that is going to be moving into northwestern New Jersey, Sullivan, Ulster, Dutchess County. So that's a good idea of what to expect for the remainder of the evening as that heavy rain rolls through. So that's a threat. We still have that tornado warning that we're keeping a close eye on as well, along with the severe thunderstorm warnings that have been popping up throughout the evening.
Now, the good and the bad news here, all of this condensed over the next, let's say, 12 hours or so before this all pushes out of the way. But the threat of severe weather continues as we head through the evening tonight. We're going to be joining you on digital in just a couple of minutes on Facebook and, of course, on our digital network. And we will be updating you as often as necessary throughout the evening. And now we send you back to your scheduled program.